up, guys? Welcome to Buds Not Studs, episode 2, if I'm not wrong. Episode 2. Big day today, big podcast. Super Bowl Sunday coming up in we get 2 days. 2 days Super Bowl Sunday. Here we got my boy Aleko right here to the top right, if you can't see. My boy Steven Noka right there, and my hometown boy Pete Bishop right there, standing right there. So to start things off, let's get a little bit going. Just to make sure we get everyone knowing everything about the Super Bowl. What are our initial thoughts on who's going to win? The score, the MVP predictions, the basic stuff.
All right, I'll let you go first on this one.
All right,
so obviously,
take your time.
I go to school. South Jersey, so honestly, kind of rooting for the Eagles in this one. Don't really like the Chiefs, but I gotta get KC here. You know the term, saying you don't bet against Brady. Now you don't bet against Mahomes. He's the best player in the sport, pretty undoubtedly. I think my score prediction is gonna be 35 to 27. I think is where I'm gonna go. It'll be a little closer than the score, but Chiefs run away with it at the end. I mean, MVP. Pretty obviously, if the Chiefs win, I think Mahomes. He had the best Super Bowl MVP odds, I think, ever or something, in betting. So obviously, if they win, he's gonna win. But I mean, it's either him or Kelsey that's gonna win. I really don't see anyone else winning that award. Literally, no one is winning that award. So, yeah.
All right, I'll go next. So anyway, I actually disagree completely with what you said. I'm thinking the Eagles are going to run away with this 24-7. Jalen Hurts Super Bowl MVP. It's just easy. They after seeing that Niners game, I don't think I can.
So wait, hold on.
What the fuck, bro? 24-7.
Hold on, Burkhan. You think the Chiefs are going to score 7 points?
Yeah,
that's it.
There we go.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a repeat. I think it's going to be a repeat of the Bucs.
They're the number one scoring offense in the league, right?
Okay. And the Eagles are the number one defense in the league.
Let them know.
No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. They're not. They're not. They're not.
In my heart, they are.
That's what counts.
That doesn't really matter, but sure, if that's what you want. Yeah.
Oh well, Steven Noka, you were actually a big supporter of the Chiefs and the Chiefs-Bucs Super Bowl, and what happened there?
I wanted. Wait, what do you mean?
Can you tell me what happened? Just tell me what happened. Tell me the score. Tell me what
I wanted the Bucs. I wanted the Bucs to win.
What was the score? What was the score?
I wanted the Bucs to win.
Can you tell me the score?
They got murdered.
All right, there you go.
Different team.
There you go. They actually lost players from that team, so not much of a better team, if I would say so myself.
They're very much improved, 100%. Their offensive line is completely revamped.
I'd argue against that. I think the competition has gone worse.
Pete, what are we thinking for Super Bowl MVP, or just your predictions?
Well, I think Steven Noka, you're completely wrong here.
Thank you.
I'm going on the track of Burkhan here. I think this is a multiple score game. I think the Eagles come out strong. I think this could be a 34-20 type of game from the Eagles. I think that their offense, they're going to run away with this game. I think people are going to be surprised by that. And then it's so boring, but Hurts is going to win MVP. It's the Eagles score 34 points, and it's not 5 touchdowns from one skill position player. Hurts is going to win MVP.
The Chiefs have scored under 20 once this season. They've scored above 40 3 times. And they're going to score. They're going to score 7, Burkhan. They're going to score 7 points.
7, maybe 10.
Okay,
maybe 10.
I think that's ridiculous.
I'm pretty confident on that. I'm not I don't know why you think I'm joking, but
no, I don't. I mean, we all know who you're going to go with. But.
You already know it is the Philadelphia Eagles. 34-27 late game drive by Jalen Hurts to win in the game. I'll go Hurts MVP if they win. To spice it up a little. A lot of people are saying Hassan Reddick could win, and I could see that. But
I see
if
that
Eagles
100%.
win, it's gonna be Hurts. So Birds 34.
Underrated pick for winning Super Bowl MVP could be Miles Sanders. Could be his last game. Could be his last game in Philly. He might run the lights out.
I could see Gainwell having a better game than Sanders. What do you mean? Shut up.
Gainwell.
I'm not saying shut up. Dude, go. Now it's getting disrespectful.
Kenneth Gainwell having a better game than Miles Sanders?
I can
think
see it.
disrespectful.
Did I say
Miles
it'll
Sanders
happen? I
easily
can
top
see
10.
it.
I think he's pretty easily top 10.
Bring back?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, I've been
Easily.
saying
that's crazy.
I've said that for a while. You know that's true, no?
You don't,
We
Pete,
have
you don't
debates back in
you
the
don't
day.
think Miles Sanders is top 10?
No,
Pete hates
I don't
Sanders.
think so.
Yeah, he is. He is.
I don't.
He's a beast.
I hate Sanders.
This
I
year,
do hate
yeah.
Sanders, but
Raising your
oh
hand.
my god. Okay.
All right.
I'm bad. I'm
Let's start the next topic. One player who we think is going to be a big difference maker. I'll go first. Speaking of Miles Sanders, I think it's going to be Miles Sanders. I think he's got that grit. After last game, like this whole season, I had him in fantasy 2 years in a row. Picked him in fantasy 2 years in a row. Did terrible. The 2 years, the 1 year I didn't pick him, did amazing. He's gonna go in there. He's gonna go hot. Score say like 2 touchdowns. The other one's gonna be AJ Brown. 24 to 7. That's how it's gonna go.
I mean, like you said last game, he had 42 yards rushing. So I don't know.
I meant the game before that.
Oh yeah. I mean, he did score 2 touchdowns last game. But,
All right.
all right. I mean, difference makers for each team. I'll go. Obviously, for the Eagles, the obvious pick here is Reddick, right? He's probably gonna line up. He's probably gonna line up on their right tackle. The Chiefs right tackle, Wiley, right? Andrew Wiley. I don't like that matchup at all. That's a pretty terrible matchup for KC. I think an underrated pick for Kansas City could be obviously Slay. Slay could easily be a difference maker. I mean, like I guess I shouldn't say underrated because he's definitely one of the best players in general. So I think he's probably gonna guard Valdez-Scantling, I would think. Because I know he doesn't normally guard slots. Juju kind of moves around a lot. So he's gonna guard Valdez-Scantling. I like that matchup. But for the Chiefs, right? Obviously, like I'm not trying to be too obvious here. You could go Kelsey, you could go Mahomes, but I think a good difference maker, like I said, Juju, man. I think Juju's gonna have a great game. The Eagles don't guard the slots real well. They're actually statistically the 7th worst team in the league against slots this year. If you didn't know that, I think Juju's gonna have a game. He's gonna run the slot a lot. I think they could run Tony at the slot. I think whoever's playing slot is gonna have a big game.
Where'd you see that statistic?
StatMuse.
How many?
I'll look that up.
How many games this year did the Eagles play when Avonte Maddox and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson were both healthy?
I think we played 4 with them both not healthy. I don't know how many games we played when they both were healthy, but not too much because Gardner-Johnson missed like 5
he missed a lot of
straight.
time.
Yeah.
That might inflate that stat a little bit, but yeah, I see where you're coming from with that.
That is true, but I mean, I don't even like. Who do we think's gonna? Because I know they're not putting one of their linebackers on Kelsey, so they're either gonna put Maddox or they're gonna roll a safety down. But like I'm saying, like you have Kelsey and you could have like a slot. Like I don't know what they're gonna do, who they're putting Maddox on, but I'll get into Maddox. But I think whoever Maddox is guarding is gonna have a field day. I think, but we'll get into that later. Aleko, you got some big winners for both teams, or just one team?
Yeah. I'll do both teams. All right, for the Eagles, I can see Goddard having a really good game. He's just a big physical guy, and they could just feed him the ball. And for KC, I actually have Pacheco as a guy that could have a really good game. Eagles' run defense isn't that good. So I'll say Pacheco and McKinnon too. I'll say both of them, just depending how much KC runs the ball.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Kind
of, I think flying under the radar a little bit here. I think for the Eagles, someone who's going to make a real difference is Devontae Smith. The Chiefs are the Eagles are going to isolate all their weapons, and I just don't think that McDuffie can cover Devontae Smith one-on-one. I just don't have any faith in that. And
McDuffie
good.
Is McDuffie going to guard him? Or their other guy, who's a rookie? He guards their rookie.
Jalen.
Watson. Yeah, Watson.
Jalen Watson.
Yeah, I mean whoever guards Smith, is gonna. Yeah, that was gonna be my pick for.
And Hurts is leaning on Smith more and more as the season goes on, especially on like fourth down. We know Nick Sirianni loves to go for it on fourth down. So
Yeah.
I think Smith is going to have quite a few big catches. And then for the Chiefs, I don't have anyone that's like screaming off the page to me. But I do think that someone who could have a good game would be Nick Bolton. I think he could actually do a pretty good job of stopping that run, because for when you're stopping the run against the Chiefs, it's all about who you can have that can make tackles at the second level, because you're really not going to get him at the line. And Nick Bolton is so good at that. So yeah, those would be my guys to look out for.
All right. Next on the list, one player who we think is going to have a tough day. I'll go first. I mean, you guys aren't going to agree with this, but I said it before and I'll say it again. I think Mahomes is going to have a tough day. He'll score one touchdown, 24-7. I'm locking that score in. It's just not going to be his day, just like against the Bucs. He's going to be probably throw 2 picks.
It's just a different. It's ridiculous, man. I don't understand it.
What's ridiculous?
Hey, Brock,
I'm loving
it.
You're
I'm
disrespecting
Who am I disrespecting?
Mahomes. He's the best. He's most
never respected me. Why should I respect him?
He's the most skilled player to ever play in the game.
You think he's the most skilled player
ever? Yes.
Have you ever watched the Giants? Have you ever watched the Giants?
All right, dude. Burke, I'm fucking muting you if you say one more stupid thing.
All right. No, but I'm standing by that. I think Mahomes is going to be the player with a tough day.
Why?
Just like against the Bucs.
Explain to me why. You're not using any logical evidence.
I just think he is.
But why? Like, why is he going to have?
It's just not going to be his day.
But why? Like, you don't have a reason.
I think the Eagles defense is going to shut him down.
But what makes the Eagles defense? Why the Eagles defense going to shut him down? He's been shut down once in his life, and he still played good. It was against the Bucs, and he played good.
Oh, there we go. There we go. You just gave me some more evidence.
What do the Bucs have to do with the Eagles? That Bucs defense was better than the Eagles defense. They're coached better. They're definitely coached better.
I don't know, man. We got a lot of things we disagree on. I think the
Chiefs' offensive line is way worse. The Chiefs' offensive line is way worse.
Let me hear your opinion.
Who I think is going to struggle?
Yeah.
For number one, obviously, I have McDuffie and Watson. If you go to the past 3 games, Chiefs against Bengals, their number 2 receiver, Higgins, 6 receptions, 83 yards, a touchdown. You go to Chiefs Jaguars, Zay Jones, 5 receptions, 83 yards, and then if you go to Chiefs Raiders, you could look a couple players. Adams are good. That's their 1. Renfro's are 2, 7 receptions, 63 yards. Like their number 2 corner is just terrible. I think Smith's gonna dominate. They're probably gonna have to roll a safety down for help. You do a couple things, put a safety over top. I mean, yeah, that he's gonna struggle. And then for Philly, I mean, I would probably have to go with the linebackers both. I think in the run game they're gonna get gashed pretty bad. The Chiefs are an underrated running team. Right? The past 5 games, Eagles have been allowing 5 yards a carry, right? Chiefs past 5 games have been averaging around 5 yards a carry. I mean, if you're gonna let a running back average 5 yards a carry against you, that's not a good look. I mean, the Chiefs yet again aren't a running team, so that is like your benefit. So it's a good matchup for the Eagles, definitely, because if you're going up against a run-heavy team, this would not be a good matchup defensively. But yeah, I mean, I think your linebackers, especially White, is going to struggle a lot. But I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, I can agree with the Chiefs' number 2 cornerback struggling there, but also for the Chiefs, I think it's going to be the right side of that line, especially in pass coverage. I mean, yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. Because the Eagles love to blitz. Both teams love to blitz, which will lead into my Eagles player struggling. But both teams love to blitz. Spagnuolo gets like really creative with it. I think he blitzed 24% of the time this year, which is it might lead the league. But regardless, the Eagles, I mean, the Chiefs' right side of that line is going to struggle. Hassan Reddick's going to win his matchup. They're going to have to double him, which leaves space in the middle for, and even on the other side, like Brandon Graham, Josh
Nah,
Sweat,
but the
Hargrave.
Chiefs' left side is ridiculous. They have
That's true.
Orlando Brown,
Orlando
Tooney,
Brown,
and then Humphrey.
Orlando Brown's contract. Everyone was hating on it originally. It is
great.
worked out. Yeah,
and
but I do think the right side of that line.
And they arguably have one of the best guards in football in Tooney.
Yep.
Joe Tooney's an animal. They have Humphrey in the middle. I mean, that left side is going to hold up fine. I don't see really. I mean, I don't really think interior wise. I don't think you guys are going to get a lot of pressure, Philly. I don't see. They have a good interior. I just think Reddick's probably going to have a field day on that right tackle.
But if they double Reddick, that's going to leave Creed Humphrey one-on-one with the biggest person on the planet.
But Creed Humphrey could be the best center
of all time.
But Creed Humphrey, I mean,
Davis.
yeah,
that is fair. Creed Humphrey's a great player, and he's super young too. So they've got a gem in him. But I don't know. I'm nervous for the Chiefs. And Mahomes with a sore ankle, he can't move around the pocket as well. That's one of the bigger reasons for me why I pick the Eagles. And then for the Eagles struggling, I think I could see the run game getting shut down for the Eagles. I know that's like counterintuitive to what they've done all year, but I don't even think that they're going to try and run the ball really that much. I think they're just going to attack. I think they're going to get downfield. They're not even going to waste time trying to run the ball right now. But yeah, that would be my predictions for who's going to struggle.
I'm gonna go. I have one more.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say the Eagles players. Noak, I do agree with the linebackers. With when you got Juju and Kadarius Toney in the way, Reed draws up these schemes. I think honestly, I know we're saying players, but this is a big game of Jonathan Gannon too, and what he can do because he has dud games where you're looking at him and you're just like, what the fuck are you doing? So I think TJ Edwards, Kaiser White, and then I know we said players, but again, Jonathan Gannon. It's gonna really come down to see what he can draw up because it's the Chiefs. It's a three-headed monster with a bunch of solid guys around him. So that's who I have.
Yeah. Another player, which I know you guys might freak out about this, but I think a player who could potentially struggle today tomorrow's Jordan Mailata. I mean, Frank Clark is going up against him. He's a beast in the playoffs. Mailata, honestly, he's a great player. I think he's your worst offensive lineman. I think both your guards are better. Kelsey's better. Lane Johnson's your best offensive lineman. Easily. I mean, he shut down Bosa. I think Bosa had one sack, the almost safety. But I think Frank Clark normally plays on that right side on defense, left on offense. I think he could have a couple of games where he plays good. But if you actually look at the stats, right, the Chiefs, if you go against top 10 defensive lines and pressures, or the pressures and sacks, the Chiefs have played the Cowboys twice. First time giving up 4 sacks, or first time giving up 0, second time giving up 4 sacks. They played the Saints, gave up 6. They gave up 6, but that was without Lane Johnson. So you have to put that into account. But Cam Jordan, I believe, was lined up against Mailata. I mean, I believe he was, and I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he bullied him that game, like pretty bad. Now, I'm not saying Frank Clark is as good as Cam Jordan, but like Cam Jordan did, I'm pretty sure he had like 3 sacks that game. And then you play the 49ers. You play the 49ers last week. You only let up 2 sacks. But actually, the Chiefs have the second most total sacks in the league behind Philly. So you're playing against you're playing against the best interior defensive lineman in football this year. Arguably the best defensive lineman. People are him or Bosa, I think, are Chris Jones and Animal. Now you guys have the best interior offensive line in the league, so you match up pretty well against Jones. I think Kelsey and Dickerson and Isaac Samalu could hold their own, but I mean, we'll see. It'll be a tough match.
So many of those sacks have come off the blitz too with the Chiefs, which is one thing I think. Hurts being a mobile quarterback it's not like Kirk Cousins is standing back there and has to have a clean pocket to work. I think Hurts can work around that because the Chiefs, they'll be coming downhill so hard on these blitzes, and it's either going to leave the secondary out to dry or Hurts a lane up the middle to run, which even Burrow, like, I think Burrow had, what was it, a 15-yard scramble late in the game because they blitzed these
he
guys
was running
and
the ball a little bit.
no one into the field. Yeah. I think that could be something that is tricky. The Chiefs defense is going to have to balance that. How willing are they to leave the field wide open?
That's the Chiefs defense. That's how it always is. Spagnuolo is probably like one of the most aggressive defensive coordinators I've seen.
Oh, yes.
Like in my lifetime.
Yes.
That, I mean, like, if you look at that roster, I mean, like, that secondary is terrible, right? Their linebackers are solid. And then, I mean, your D-line, I mean, besides Clark and Jones are good. They got their rookie, trying to think. Oh, Karlaftis. I mean, Karlaftis is okay. I mean, right, but like every year the Chiefs, besides I would think that Bucs game, like their defense never really gets blown out. Besides the Bucs game and the Bills game last year, which they still won. Their defense never really gets like blown out the water. There's huge turnover creators. That's the whole point of their defense. They play extremely aggressive, try and create turnovers. Against the Bengals, Burrow threw 2 picks, right? Which is honestly probably why they lost that game. So, right, like if I'm Eagles, like you have to play conservative. You can't be playing like too aggressive on offense because if Hurts, we know Hurts is not a turnover. He doesn't make a lot of turnovers, but I mean, Burrow. I don't really think Burrow makes a lot of turnovers either. So, I mean,
no.
Chiefs make one or two picks. I mean, that changed the whole game around.
Yeah, for sure. I think for the Eagles, you can't let the Chiefs get too big of a lead throughout the game because they'll just run away with it.
Right.
All right. Next topic: position by position comparison. I'll let one of you guys start off this one.
All right. So I mean, we could go by offense first. I think QB, pretty easily. I'm not trying to sound like I'm like
shit on my quarterback. It's all good.
But like it's not even close. It's not
yeah.
Yeah. It's
I think. Yeah. No one's really close. It's pretty easily him. No. And I'll go to running back. I mean, Sanders is obviously better. I don't want to disrespect Pacheco because he has been playing great. So I will give him his credit. I mean, I don't really see I don't really see a massive difference between Sanders and Pacheco. I mean, Sanders is definitely better. With that offensive line, I mean, Pacheco would probably be putting up good numbers too. I will say that.
Yeah. I mean, so much of the running back is just the offensive line, and then honestly, I would give it to the Eagles in terms of depth too, which is part of the reason why they're so efficient in the red zone because like Gainwell and Boston Scott, they just do such a good job of mixing those guys up, which helps. I know it helps running back rooms to have multiple guys like the Cowboys, but I would give that to the Eagles
for sure. Eagles just have better regroup and a better O-line, so it'll make them play better.
Receivers. So obviously Eagles, I think, have the second best 1-2 punch in the league behind Cincy. Right?
Yeah.
So their receivers, I would go Philly. However, Philly, they don't have a lot of depth. I mean, after those two, I mean, Quez Watkins just really isn't that good.
No, not at all.
So after those two guys, but like you do have those two like dogs. The Chiefs don't really have like a dog as at receiver. They do have depth though. I mean,
they have a bunch of serviceable guys.
Yeah, they have a bunch. I mean, Juju's good. I think Juju's a solid. He'd be a really good number 2. He's still proven to be good.
MVS hasn't been playing bad.
MVS has been playing good, right? You have a bunch of like
MVS scares me.
3. Yeah, MVS is scary. I mean, like
MVS scares me.
Yeah. MVS, you have Tony, another scary guy. I mean, he's played okay, but a lot of these fast guys, Sky Moore, Hardman. I mean, you have a bunch of these guys that they all can any given game they could play good.
Yeah,
whenever.
Yeah, man. Give me
I would
receivers.
I would give the Eagles the upper hand. Sorry for cutting you off there, but
No, you're good. Don't worry.
I would give the Eagles just because they have those two animals, but I think it's closer than a lot of people think.
I think it's the Chiefs. The depth wins you the games. Too much depth.
What the fuck?
The Eagles.
No, it's not.
The Eagles only got.
It's the Eagles. It's the Eagles, bro.
No, I'm saying
Like,
for wide. I'm saying for wide receivers.
Yeah, and I'm letting you know for wide receivers, it's the Eagles. You can't even argue. You could say the depth and they do, but it's AJ Brown, Devonta Smith, and then a little bit of a drop off, and then
a big drop.
Yes,
quite a
definitely
big drop.
takes you so far.
Yeah,
definitely takes you so far, in my opinion.
That's good for a couple of plays. You can't, they're not playing the whole game.
All right, we'll go tight ends. I mean,
it's Kelsey.
This is not a conversation.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Aleko.
I think honestly, the difference between Kelsey and Goddard might be bigger than the difference in between them might be bigger than Mahomes and Hurts. Like Kelsey is inarguable the best tight. I would probably behind Jefferson. I'd take him as the second best receiving weapon in the league. I would take him over any other receiver, in my opinion. That's just my personal opinion. He's the key to this game, obviously, for KC. If Philly can somehow shut this man down, which I don't think I've ever seen in my lifetime, you're gonna win by probably at least 3 scores if you could shut this guy down.
Yeah,
but it's not possible. You can't.
Kelsey's one of those guys.
I've never seen him. He's one of those guys where I don't think I've ever seen a game where he gets below 50 yards. And if he gets 50 yards, they're gonna lose the game. But I'm assuming him to get probably 110, 115 in this game.
You're gonna just have to chalk it up to him having 100 yards, a touchdown, maybe 2 touchdowns. It's just it's gonna happen. You let the others beat you in those situations when you're going up against Kelsey.
100%. Yeah.
Don't have a curveball. What about special teams?
I mean, we'll get to that next. Definitely Chiefs.
Yeah,
Chiefs.
I mean, Butker is better kicker than Elliott.
Don't sleep on Elliott.
I don't know.
Stop.
Man.
Covey's a terrible returner.
Covey is awful.
He scares me every time that punt goes up in the air. He only has one muff, and he recovered it, but it's every time it just scares me, man. And he's so short.
Yeah. The Chiefs got. We'll see what they do yet again. They switch it up for Super Bowl, but I think either Hardman or Tony's going to be back there. Your punter sucks.
Our punting might end up
punting is
biting
awful.
us in the ass, man. It is so awful.
Special teams is important in the playoffs.
Yeah,
they lost the Packers the NFC Championship last year. Field position is huge.
Yeah, it might come to bite us in the ass for sure.
And then obviously last for offense, offensive line, pretty easily Eagles, right? When Mailata's he's probably your worst. Him or your right guard. They'd probably be I mean, the Chiefs have a really good offensive line, but you look at a team like the Bills or the Bengals, they'd probably be the best offensive lineman on that team, which is kind of crazy to think about. So Eagles have one of the best offensive lines I think ever right now.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just run blocking too. I think they excel more in run blocking than pass blocking, to be honest. They're probably their run blocking is ridiculous. I mean, the holes Miles Sanders is going through. I mean, you could literally hand Don Terry Poe the ball, and he's probably going to get an 8-yard run.
That's why our rushing offense is so good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You put Hurts. You put Hurts on QB sweep. Yeah. You put Hurts on QB sweeps. You direct snap to him. He just runs. I mean, the holes are ridiculous. They're they're all just dogs. All 5 of them. They're just pounding people. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. It's and it's not even shading the Chiefs offensive line because they've been honestly a really solid line this year. You could make the argument that they've been top 5, especially in pass
Chiefs?
blocking. Yes.
Oh, I think they're a top 5 offensive line.
Yes. They've really done a good job this year, but it's not their fault. I mean, it's not their fault. It's the Eagles offensive line is up there with I want to say with that Cowboys team. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's some of the best.
Yeah.
Ever. Yeah.
That Cowboys team with Travis Frederick and
Yeah.
yeah,
Tyron Smith.
that was a good line.
Zach Martin,
Yeah.
Love Collins. Like, yeah, that team was
That
ridiculous.
Yeah.
that line might be better, but
All right.
it's up there.
So D-line, we got D-line now. Obviously Chiefs. I meant Eagles. I meant Eagles. I'm sorry.
Eagles, not Chiefs.
Eagles.
Yeah, you better
But
correct
the
yourself.
Chiefs, you can't like disrespect this. I think Chris Jones is the best defensive lineman in the game. He's better. I think he's better than Reddick. My opinion. I think so.
This
Because what he
year,
does in the run.
I would say Nick Bosa.
Yeah.
I would say Nick
No.
Bosa.
I mean in like the Super Bowl, like in the game.
I
Yeah,
see.
I think
that's
both-
very
yes,
fair.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
no, that's very fair.
Yes.
What he does in the run too. He's one of the best run stuffers. I mean Frank Clark is a beast too, especially now. He's been heating up recently. So you can't like look over that. But the Eagles, yeah. I mean, you have 5 guys that like can legitly like be like a number 1 pass rusher on like a lot of teams. So you have to like put that in account. Yeah. So I don't really think that's really a comparison to make. Eagles pretty handily. But you got linebackers, Chiefs. I think are the better linebacker. Have the better linebackers.
I think there's an argument to be made here. I think there's an argument to be made here. I like the Chiefs.
Bolton and Gay are a good duo. I like Bolton and Gay.
I like what they can do sideline to sideline, stopping the run. But TJ Edwards is such a good player. He's so underrated, and he's good in coverage. He is really good in coverage. He's definitely the best coverage linebacker out of the 2 teams.
Oh yeah.
But I will give you that the Chiefs linebacking core is more well rounded.
Yeah, well, White, I think White is pretty terrible, to be honest. I do not think he's good. I mean, like,
terrible.
I don't think he's good, dude. Like with those defensive, like you have Jordan Davis, Hargrave, and Cox in the middle. Like, there's no way, like they're like, I know they're disrupting the run badly, and like somehow your run defense is still like true. Honestly, it's like I wouldn't say below average, but it's like pretty average. I'd say your run defense.
It should be way better.
He's
way better.
Kaiser White is the Eagles' worst starter.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. Or Avonte Maddox.
All right, enough with the disrespect. I'll say Chiefs linebackers are better just because no one's as shit as Kaiser White, and the holes aren't as big. But I think TJ Edwards is probably the best out of both groups.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, him and Bolton.
Yeah.
Bolton's are better in the run, but Kaiser White can cover tight ends.
Exactly.
I mean, yet again, like that's not a difference maker in this game. Kaiser White covering tight ends because it's Travis Kelce. I mean, if you're playing like maybe like the Ravens with Mark, I wouldn't say Mark Andrews, like the Bills, like Dawson Knox, and yeah, that could be a difference maker. But like he's not guarding Kelce, so that's not really a difference maker.
Yeah, and I liked Bolton coming out of, I believe it was Missouri.
Yeah, Missouri.
He's just like an old school, like pop you in the mouth linebacker.
Yeah,
I like him a lot. He's a good player. Burkon, your power go out?
Yeah, Burke, you want to flick on a light?
I don't know, man. The lights are just going off.
You got it. You're a big boy. You can flip the switch.
There we go.
Another team, another
positional
positional group where there's just no comparison to be made. Cornerbacks, just not even comparison to be made.
Not even close.
Yeah.
That might be the biggest gap.
Bradbury is pretty easily like.
Shut up, Aleka.
We're just that much better.
Way better than the Chiefs' number 1 corner, who is, I mean, I guess L'Jarius Sneed. Sneed has played good, but I mean, it's Bradbury's way better.
It's Bradbury. And then it's just like Slay. We're comparing Darius Slay to Trent McDuffie.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's not
it's just not a conversation.
Safeties, I don't like that.
Safety's
I don't like that. Safeties is interesting. The Chiefs do have Thornhill.
I don't like Reed. I don't like Reed.
I like Thornhill. Reed, I don't hate. Reed's not bad. I like Reed.
Reed is shaky.
I think the guy I was thinking that could have a bad game in the Super Bowl. I was thinking about
that is true. But Reed, like he's the perfect fit for like the Spagnuolo defense. He's an aggressive playmaker.
That is true. He's a very good.
Like he bites
in terms of playing in the box and like causing a playmaker. He's a playmaker for sure. and Thornhill's kind of like that center fielder that stays back. But I don't know. Reed scares me a little bit.
Yeah.
I get the Epps thing. There's a lot of hype for him coming into the season, like with Eagles fans especially.
Yeah, like he's got potential for sure.
But I like Gardner Johnson. I think Gardner Johnson.
Gardner
Johnson.
Gardner Johnson, good player.
Yeah.
I mean,
Ball
Gardner
hawk. Led the league in interceptions, and he missed.
He is a ball hawk, but there is I see a scenario where like he has like a rough day. Like these Chiefs receivers are probably the fastest receivers he's gonna be seeing all season. Like this secondary, I'm not saying they're gonna get like toasted or anything, but like, it could be like a rough day for them. Like they're like all the Chiefs receivers are like speed deep. Like I said, like Valdez Scaling last game went for 100. Juju could go for 100. Like, I mean, it could just be like one of those days where like one player is just like playing really well. I mean, I don't know. I don't think they're gonna get toasted yet, like I said, but I mean, Gardner Johnson could have a rough day for all we know. I mean, but I don't think it'll happen.
But it's not gonna happen. I'm just gonna let you know right now. Brooke, what do you think? You haven't spoken in like 6 years.
1 second.
Okay. So
Just keep speaking. I have to do something.
Noka, you're wrong. CJ's gonna have a good game. Huh? Well, who's the next? Who's the next thing?
I think it's like overall thoughts.
Yeah. I was gonna move on to the next topic. Overall thoughts.
Okay. I think also. I just think the Eagles are on paper, and you could check the stats. They are just a better team. But 15-87 and whatever Big Red's drawing up does scare me. But I think again, I'm rooting for my guys. I think the Eagles could pull it out for sure.
Yeah, across the board, it's like the Eagles have better personnel. I don't think that people are really arguing that. I get the Mahomes thing, but I think that is sort of like it's almost overused now. It's like, oh, but Mahomes. It's so fair, but there's more to that. I think the Eagles could very well get outcoached across the board.
I think that's what the Eagles. I think that's going to be the downfall of the Eagles, right?
That's the issue. And like
experience is huge on that Chiefs side, man.
I see a scenario where Sirianni goes for it on 4th down and they don't get it, and it kind of flips the momentum of the game. I can just picture that in my head. He loves to do it. The Eagles are so efficient with it, and they do it a lot. I think didn't they do it 30 plus times this year?
They were,
but it's like I don't know.
Were they the most or the Lions?
I believe so.
No, Cause remember we had an argument about it.
I
thought it was the Eagles and it was someone else. Eagles are like top 4 though.
Was it not the Lions?
Well, we checked that week 8, but no matter what, Eagles are up there for sure. They go for it.
And Jalen Hurts has not seen defensive disguises like Spagnuolo's. He just hasn't.
Eagles are 4th.
So that
it's Cleveland 1, Cardinals 2, Lions 3, Eagles 4. So, but like
okay.
And then the Chiefs are, the Chiefs aren't even
really.
Yeah, the Chiefs are far down. I mean, but like you can't even consider Browns and Cardinals because like, like those teams are already out of the playoffs like week 10, so they're just like they're just playing to win every game. Like it's their last like
right. And the Eagles will do it aggressive. Like first quarter, like they're on their own 40-yard line. It's 4th and 4, and they'll go for it.
Yeah, we got balls.
And I respect that a lot, but sometimes in the Super Bowl, it's like one play can ruin your So I could see that, but I could also see time mismanagement from Andy Reid late in the game. I mean, we've seen that before. I know that sounds crazy, but Andy Reid's time management has probably been his worst aspect of his coaching. But yeah, I think across the board, the biggest concern for the Eagles would be getting outcoached, not outplayed.
That's
fair, yeah.
I mean, overall, like my overall thoughts, I just think if you look at the Chiefs, they have the best head coach in the league, might have the best offensive coordinator in the league in Bieniemy. I mean, you put those two minds together. I mean, like you bring like the only game, like I said, the Bucs game, but like you really bring any defense at them, they're gonna figure a way out to find the flaws and the holes in the defense and take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Spagnuolo's a fantastic defensive coordinator, right? It's not like they have the top defense every year, but he's bringing terrible rosters of defense and like making them solid, capable defenses. They're nothing crazy, but they do its job. They're not getting like 40 points put on them. They make turnovers. So I think the Eagles are going to get out-coached this game. Sirianni's never been the big game. We'll see how he does with his decision-making. See how your offensive coordinator does with the play calling. Steichen, we'll see how he does. But I think it just comes down to the better player making plays. Like I'm saying, I mean, like it's Mahomes, man. He's gonna make the. We haven't.
I don't agree.
Hurts has not been in that situation yet. Like this whole season, when have we seen like Hurts single-handedly?
Because we've been beating the shit out of fucking teams.
Okay, exactly. But like you guys, if I looked it up, if you go through the top 10 QBs based on their quarterback rating, the Eagles have played 2 of those quarterbacks. Right? You played Jared Goff and for somehow, some way, Andy Dalton is a top 10. So
Really?
I'm not
Red
counting.
Rifle's like 10
And then,
Really?
and then Trevor, yeah, 3, and Trevor Lawrence, right? They're all on the bottom, though, right? You've not played one of those guys, and yet again, like I'm saying, so you've never. I mean, besides, I'd say the Cowboys, and you play the Jaguars like week 2 or 3. So this is when the Jaguars were like on their like 1-7.
No,
whatever.
they were 2-1 when we played them. I'm pretty sure. Or 1-1.
Really?
That's when people were looking at the
1-1.
Jags. This is before they started.
Okay, yeah.
losing
So
streak.
I'm not gonna take that away, right? You did play like the 1-7 Lions too, though, when they were like terrible at the start.
They were 0-0 at the time.
They were
Okay.
Game of the,
Yeah.
first game of the season. All
So
right.
okay, but like I'm saying, Hurts has never been in this situation, right?
Doesn't need
If
to
you
be.
go back to the last time he started a championship game, ask me what happened.
That's in college, bro.
That was 2 totally
big
different
stage.
things. 2 totally different things.
No,
Yeah, like
hold
you
on,
can't just
but
like
hold
pull
on.
that shit out of your ass.
No, I'm not pulling this out of my ass, right?
It makes no sense. He's a
It's
completely
very
different quarterback
important.
from them.
You see how he plays on the big stage, right?
How many
Now,
years ago?
yet
years
again, this
ago.
is completely different. But I'm saying Hurts in the league I've never seen a game where like he single-handedly like last drive of the game just like carries the team on his back, wins the game, makes clutch plays. Because this year they've just been blowing out teams. Last year they're average and they got smashed.
Well, last year he
well.
had some opportunities
Right?
and his receivers fucked up.
And it's gonna come down to who's gonna make the more plays. And no one makes more plays than Patrick Mahomes, right? And the only other person that was able to, I don't see Patrick Mahomes losing this. I think the only other person that was able to make more plays than Patrick Mahomes was Tom Brady, right? I mean, he made more plays.
All right, take
Yeah,
the
and
dick out of
Patrick-
your mouth.
I mean, I'm not. I hate Mahomes. I don't like him.
Why?
I think you're hating on Jalen a little too much, man.
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I don't think.
I think
you're not
Let him
giving
know,
him.
Pete.
I think one thing that we're disregarding here is, yes, playmaking is the ability to make plays, the ability to create is important, and I understand Mahomes' best ability is working off script. And I hate to be this guy, this old man guy, but games are won and lost in the trenches, man. Games are won and lost in the
But,
trenches, especially in
I
the
mean-
playoffs. The Eagles are
Let 'em
going to
know, Pete.
dominate the trenches.
Let him know.
Jalen Hurts is going to have time. I genuinely believe Jalen Hurts is going to have time, and these Chiefs defensive backs are going to be isolated on islands. Devontae Smith could have put up 160 yards on Sunday, and I would not even blink an eye. It would be. I'm so set on the Eagles dominating the trenches in this game, not even having to run the ball early. They could run the ball late, chew up clock. I'm very confident. I'm very confident that the Eagles dominate the trenches.
No,
I don't think
You know what
Mahomes.
maybe the
I think-
trenches.
Mahomes,
You know what I
Mahomes
think?
on a bad ankle. Mahomes on a bad ankle.
Just needs
Eagles
out.
have a good
Even on the
secondary.
defense.
No,
needs her.
dude, it's been 3 weeks since. I mean, he's fine. It was a rolled ankle. He's gonna be running around.
High ankle
Sprains,
sprains, man.
sprains
they're-
hurt, man.
they're tough.
Three
Ask
three
Aleko.
weeks
He-
2 weeks.
July-
2 weeks off. 2
July,
weeks off is enough time. 2 weeks
23rd.
off is enough time. They're gonna have it wrapped. He's gonna be running around. And dude, listen. The Eagles.
Yeah, tell him your stupid first
Okay.
touchdown bet.
Who do you think? Who do you think's a better defense overall? The 49ers or the Eagles? Who do you think?
Niners.
the 49ers.
Right? Look how many
Niners.
points Mahomes dropped on the Niners. Just check.
I'll look this right now.
Look at how much points we've put on the Niners.
But
Yeah.
completely.
It's all
That
good.
is
at
true.
all. Not
But
at
that
all.
is true.
It's the
But no,
same shit.
hold on. But can you talk? But like, how about you going to talk about the 49ers quarterback? They couldn't throw the ball the second half of the game.
I'm
You got
talking about how
great
many
field
points we put
position.
up on their defense.
I know, but like you guys are getting the field position. You guys are getting,
And we're taking advantage of that. It's like, yeah, cool.
But like
we're
the
getting
Chiefs
what we're dealt, and we're making the most of it.
You can't like the Chiefs offense is
I heard a stutter
with,
right there.
with way
You're
less.
a little stuck in your
way
tracks.
less.
I did
You're a
one
little
way
stuck
less
in
than
I did
the
it
Chiefs.
one.
track.
The Chiefs offense is much better than the Eagles defense with less. Much better. I would have the Chiefs offense any day of the week.
Okay.
Any day.
What are you talking
Any day,
about, bro?
No.
You're
No.
just lying to
No.
yourself.
No. The Eagles.
Who played
I
harder
mean,
defense?
Chiefs. The right side of that Chiefs line is scary, and I'm going to be honest. Juju Smith-Schuster does not. Nothing about Juju Smith-Schuster screams like wide receiver one to me at all.
Not
Not even remotely.
They have
not even remotely.
Might have the best
He's not
tight end
explosive.
to ever play
He's
the
not
position.
explosive.
Cool. Who else is going to
Travis
make up for
Kelce.
it? Because it can't just be
Who else
Kelsey's
is-
show.
Who else?
It very well can be.
No,
the
it won't with the
Kelce show.
Eagles defense. No, the
Yes,
whole
it
the whole
You're
thing.
gonna
It's
put
like
Maddox.
you're bringing up. No.
Maddox
It's my turn. Let me talk.
Okay.
You're bringing up the whole thing. The Eagles played this. The Eagles played that. The people that we played, whether they're good or bad, we were blowing out. We played the Niners. We got bad field position. Guess what we did? We made the most of whatever field position it was. We put 31 points on the best fucking defense in the league. All right.
Yeah. But like that's not. But like you can't use that as an impressive win. I don't think that's. You've not had an. Listen, I will say.
I'm talking about how our defense performed.
Okay, your defense. You're talking about defense or offense?
Or no, how we perform.
Okay, yeah, your
I'm talking
offense
about
like
how our
good, but
offense was.
like I just, dude, the Chiefs offense is just better. They score more points. They play better defenses. They're just a better offense. They have the best receiving tight end besides him or Gonzalez, the best receiving tight end to ever play the sport. You have I think the best playmaker to ever play the sport. They have a set of receivers who can go off at any time. Like the Chiefs, unless Gannon finds a miracle way, just like what Todd Bowles and Arians did to shut him down, the Chiefs are gonna, like they do with every team, have a field day.
No,
So,
the same thing.
Let me
you
just
said.
hold on.
Let
Let me just provide you a scenario. So,
Yeah.
Avonte Maddox shades Travis Kelce, and they slide down Marcus Epps in help coverage. So Kelsey's doubled. Darius Slay,
Yeah.
I like that matchup against Juju Smith-Schuster.
Valdez, I
like James Bradbury against MVS.
I don't
I
love
like
it though. I don't
the
love
Eagles.
that matchup.
I like the Eagles front five ability to stop the run and get pressure. I don't see where the Eagles like take the top off of this defense. I think it matches up better than people think.
You mean Chiefs? You mean Chiefs, right? Like you said.
Yes. Sorry. Yes, Chiefs. Like even okay.
I mean,
even TJ Edwards shades Kelsey, and you slide Maddox over to help him. You neutralize the biggest threat, and you say, okay, beat us everywhere else. I like every single matchup that the Eagles defense has over the Chiefs offense.
but I mean, the Chiefs are going to be throwing the ball. Mahomes has only been sacked 26 times this year. The
Right.
Eagles have let up 44 sacks this year. So I mean, they're right, but like still like Wiley, I don't it's going to be a rough day for him, but I don't see a scenario where Reddick's going to drop like 4 sacks. Mahomes will get sacked. I will think probably around 3 to 4 times, but like that's not enough. It's not enough to beat him. You're not outscoring.
I don't
him,
even
I'll tell you
think.
that much.
I don't even think it's just like sacks that change the game, but it's just making him uncomfortable.
Yeah,
which
that's what
I understand. Personally. I understand that's pretty much impossible to do.
Tampa Bay
it just doesn't happen. Tampa Bay did it. I think the Eagles can do it. I do. I truly believe it.
But Tampa Bay did do it when the Chiefs' offensive line was just completely lackluster.
That is fair.
None of the Brown, Tooney, Humphrey,
that is fair.
None of those guys were on the team.
The Chiefs had Tyreek Hill.
That is okay. That is true. But I mean, in a game like this, would you rather have that Chiefs team or this Chiefs team? I'm taking this Chiefs team.
I take this Chiefs team, but I'd rather have this Eagles team than that Bucs team. It's a more competitive game.
Yeah. I don't know. That's close, actually. I don't
You've
know.
been,
That's
no, 'cause you've been trashing the Eagles all year.
no,
I don't even
that
want you to
Bucks,
root for us
that
anymore.
Bucks team was loaded. If you
It
look around
was,
that
but I
roster,
think
they had the
top to
look at
bottom.
those receivers. They had Antonio Brown, Godwin, Evans. They had Gronk, who's playing great in the playoffs. Their offensive
Yeah.
line is great. Obviously, not as good as the Eagles. They had the greatest player to ever play the sport. They had Fournette at the running back. Their D line is good. They had Shaq Barrett, who led the league in sacks that year. They had a Vita Vea, a beast in the middle. Jason Pierre-Paul, who played great in the Super Bowl. You have Devin White and Levante David. Their secondary was good.
Devin White's
Whitfield
amazing.
Yeah, Devin White's amazing. I mean, that team was stacked.
That team was stacked.
This Eagles team could be better. I'm not saying they're not, but it's close. It's not like this Eagles team is much better.
And this, I will say, I agree. I do think that this Chiefs team is a little better, just based off of like how complete they are. Like, wasn't their safety the white guy, Sindeo?
Whitehead. Wait.
Oh, was it Sindeo?
For the Bucks?
No, the Chiefs.
No, the Chiefs.
I think it might have been Sindeo. He sucked.
He's
like
awful.
the worst. He was on the Birds for a couple years. He was awful.
The Chiefs Super Bowl year against the Bucks.
Bald guy?
No.
It was It was Tyrann Mathieu and it was the white guy.
Yeah, is it Sindeo?
Andrew Sindeo.
No, not Sindeo. No, it's not.
Sorensen?
It's
Sorensen.
Sorensen, yeah, Daniel
Sorensen
Sorensen
was
terrible.
awful.
He was terrible.
I
yeah.
apologize for mixing up my white safeties. I should do
He's
better, but
bald.
he was awful. He was so bad in that game, and he was so bad that year. So I do agree. Like, I think this Chiefs team is more complete. They lost Tyreek Hill, who you could argue is the best receiver in the league, but it's one player, and I think in terms of having a complete team, they are more complete. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm looking forward to the game. I think it'll be.
It'll be a good game. I think either way it'll be.
I think it'll be.
I think it'll be a good game.
Eagles two-score game.
Another thing, I know it's unfair for the Eagles, but the one
I don't want you to cheer for us anymore.
No, the one reason why I'm kind of picking against them, which kind of pisses me off, is the underdog narrative again. You're not the underdogs. You're the betting favorites. You have a better roster.
Okay. Don't talk to me about it.
Why is Lane Johnson still wearing the underdog mask? You're not an underdog.
Riding this thing. Oh no, okay. A lot of people. No, okay, that's fair.
No, that's bullshit.
Let us be happy, okay? No. You're just jumping.
No, you know, because when they won the Super Bowl, I was so happy for you. You remember this? I was happy because it was a great win. They were the biggest underdogs.
Yeah, we were underdogs in every matchup.
That I remember. Watching. Huge, and you're playing the greatest player to ever play sport, and you have Big Dick Nick as your quarterback, right? You think you stand no chance. That was completely fair to underdog narrative. Like, we're underdogs, no one's picking us, we're gonna win this. But now, like, more people, I'm pretty sure, are picking the Eagles to win. So you're not the underdogs anymore. Enough with that narrative.
Okay, I've never even said that narrative this year.
But like people, like they're wearing the shirts. Lane Johnson's wearing the mask, and
because it's motivation. Hungry dogs run faster. You heard the speech.
That's a good point.
Steven Noka hates underdogs. I think
Noka just hates the Eagles, man. Since the beginning of the year.
You don't understand.
Listen,
as a Bills, you don't understand. As a Bills fan, I see this number 15. His voice sounds like Kermit the Frog, right? And you see him, and I will never when he had that 13-second drive and drove down all the way, and then the next drive in overtime, like dink, 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 touchdown, right? I was really like, this dude is different. Like, there is no one that ever played a sport like this guy. And listen, the Eagles have the roster. Their roster is, I won't say much. Oh yeah, I would say much better. Their roster is a good bit better than the Chiefs, but it comes down in the big games. It comes down to the best player making plays, and they have the best player he might be the best player of all time for all we know. At the end of his career, he could be the best player to ever play the sport, and you just don't pick against a guy like that. You just can't.
It's fair.
He's going to make the plays when he needs to, and we don't know if Hurts will do that.
There's no argument against what you're saying. I have faith.
Join the good side.
I have faith.
Join the good
guys. The Eagles are the good side.
I don't want you to root for us anymore. I don't want you to root for us anymore.
All right, baby.
This whole year, bro. You've never given me credit. Not me. You've never given my team credit all year.
Listen, I'm just trying to argue the Chiefs side because if I pick the Eagles, we all would. This wouldn't be a podcast.
No, you're right. Yeah, that's fair enough.
You're right.
Yeah.
That
Yeah, because Burkon, and then we have Burkon saying the Chiefs are going to score
just
7
fucking
points.
twiddling his balls.
I think it's gonna happen. I think it's gonna happen.
I think me saying 34-27 is a pretty fair score.
That's fair.
Yeah. I
don't think that's fair.
Listen, here's another thing. Like, I want to bring up one more thing. Why I think the Chiefs have the upper hand, right? If the Chiefs go down, like, I have confidence Mahomes can bring them back. But, like, if the Eagles go down, is Hurts going to put up enough points to, like, score more than Mahomes in that time?
Yes.
No, that's actually a fair point.
Hurts.
I'll give it to you. That's a fair point.
Can Hurts – because, listen, if your D-line doesn't get the Mahomes, the Chiefs are going to beat you guys by – let's just say the Chiefs offensive line plays the best game of their life. They let up like 1 or 2 sacks. Mahomes doesn't get pressured. The Chiefs will probably win this game by 2 scores.
Yes.
At least 2 scores.
Yeah, that's fair.
You're not keeping up with that offense. You're not.
I'm just not banking on that scenario happening.
Oh yeah, there's no. I'm saying there's no way it's possible, but like I'm saying, like, I don't think Hurts can keep up with Mahomes. So you're gonna need the trench. They're gonna win in the trenches, like you said, Pete. They have to win in the trenches. If the Chiefs running back, if Pacheco starts playing well, if the Chiefs run game starts doing good, which the run game has been improving every game,
that's wraps.
Yeah, it's wraps. I mean, they didn't play good against the Bengals, but the Bengals D line is fantastic. So you gotta give props to that. But I mean, we'll see how it plays. But yeah, we'll see. I think the Chiefs are gonna win. I want the Eagles to win, but we'll see what happens.
That's the name of the game. We'll just see what happens.
Exactly.
Yeah, watch it be like
my money
a
on the Eagles.
6-12 field goal.
6-12
Before we leave,
Jake Elliott.
before we leave, some final score and winner predictions. Like final, no more bullshit. Me, I'll go first. Eagles 24. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. 24-10. I think they'll hit a field goal.
I'll go next, I guess.
Okay. You go.
I'm sticking with my guns. I got 34-20 Eagles. I know, Aleko, you wanted to squeeze in a segment about like the halftime show in Rihanna because that's what you're really excited about.
Yeah, that's what I've
really
been looking forward to.
But sorry we couldn't get to that.
That'll be
gonna be heads. It's gonna be heads. Heads.
Dallas got it first touchdown.
Give me lemon lime Gatorade.
Give me ready. This is a good one. Over under 6.5 times they show the Kelsey parents.
Over.
Yeah, I'll go over.
Over.
That's a bad line. That's a bad line.
You want me to do it like what, 9.5?
Yeah.
9's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, if Travis scores a touchdown, they're gonna show them at least like 3 times. Like,
yeah,
and they're gonna show
them
the game at least 3 times.
Yeah, but
12.5.
And then after the game,
Aleko, what about your predictions?
I'll go to 34-27. I got my Birds winning.
I'm going 38-27 Chiefs. I know you're gonna laugh, but I think, like I said, I think they're gonna get out to a hot start, and then Hurts is gonna fall behind. He's gonna have to catch up. I think it gets closer at the end, and then the Chiefs run away with it in the fourth quarter. And
you're in for a world of surprise. Let me tell you that.
I mean, hey, if the Eagles,
I'd be
surprised.
I thought the Eagles were going to be first round. I thought the Eagles were going to exit against the 49ers. They're proving me wrong every single time.
No. And we fucking whooped your ass in the divisional round.
If anyone really thought the Eagles were going to lose to the Niners, come on, man. No.
Well, actually, a lot of people.
The best team Brock Purdy played was the Seahawks the week before. The Cowboys. I mean, the Cowboys the week before, and he played terrible against a defense that's worse. I would probably rather take the Eagles defense than the Cowboys defense. So,
Steven, Burkon has a vision. Just close your eyes, hold Burkon's hand, and let him take you there. Let him take you to the promise.
Just listen to my.
Let him know, Burke.
Yeah,
like, I'm telling you, man. On Sunday at 1 a.m. sharp, this man will learn. This man will learn what it's like to be wrong.
But like Burke, I don't want to keep this going too long. But I don't
either. I don't either.
all right, Burkhan, I need to understand like where you're coming from by doubting this man, Patrick Mahomes. Why are you?
He's a
Why are you
Burke saw
doubting?
Mike
like-
to his team.
Noka,
Why are
if
you
you
doubting?
the wise monkey spoke to him in his dream, and
if you always go for that type of thinking, then it's just a bad mindset. Like it's just a terrible mindset. Like I'm just telling you right now, it's a bad mindset.
How? I'm picking the best player in the world.
All right, well, in
as
that,
his
all right,
sport.
okay, all right. And with that logic, like there's no question. They're just gonna win. Like they're just gonna blow them out.
That's not how it works. This
Well,
is a team
that's
game.
That's how it sounds. That's how it sounds.
But you're picking the best, the highest scoring offense in the league to score 7 or 10 points.
Yes.
It has happened.
They-
It has happened in the Super Bowl before.
But they haven't scored that many points once this season. They scored 17 once.
Okay, and this is gonna be the game that changes that.
But can you explain? I want to hear your explanation.
He's just going off
we
of
don't
vibes.
He had a
got much
vision.
time left.
he had a
Like,
he's a
vision.
prophet.
Someone
He's a
spoke to him.
prophet.
Wait, hold on. No.
Yeah.
Before we leave, before we leave, hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second. Just one. Hold on. I gotta check something. Gotta make sure I'm not wrong here. All right, Noka. Have the Chiefs played the Eagles yet this weekend?
Have the Eagles played the Chiefs?
Yes. Have they?
No, they haven't.
They haven't, right?
What are you?
What are you? So then, what are you to say?
All right, wait. Have the Eagles played the Chiefs?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So you're saying the Chiefs haven't played the Eagles? Eagles haven't played the Chiefs.
And you're saying, okay, well, all right. Well, I guess it can go both ways, but like in my case, I think my reason is right.
How is that a reasoning? That's not a reason.
I think we can do this all day.
Loka,
I think we can do this all
I
day.
think Burke's right. I'm not gonna lie.
Loka, I'm a Giants fan. Like I'm not even. You gotta understand. Like I don't enjoy saying this. I'm just saying during the World Cup. It reminds me exactly of the World Cup. Every single time.
We don't talk about soccer on the podcast. No, Burkhan, stop. We don't talk about soccer.
Just listen.
I'll talk about soccer with you, Burkhan.
Thank you, Pete. Thank you. I'll save that for next meeting.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Bottom line is, give me the Eagles. Give me the Eagles.
Give me the
Okay, you can say whatever you want.
Go Birds.
Whatever you want. I'm not an Eagles fan. I don't
hope
like the Eagles.
Burkhan, I hope you're right.
You hope I'm right?
I hate because
Why?
I'm a Bills fan. I loved it when Allen and Mahomes were being compared. I loved it when they were being compared. It made me so. Stop.
Name me 5 Bills players.
Okay. Like I can name you the whole 53, but I loved it when Allen and Mahomes used to get compared. It made me feel amazing. I'm like, man, we really might have the best quarterback in the league. No one compares him anymore. Ain't close. Like it's not a comparison anymore. So I just hate seeing Mahomes win. I hate seeing him do great because then Josh Allen's just in his shadow.
All right, that's fair enough.
Yeah, that's why I want the Eagles to win.
Then good, dude. I'm happy. I've got some good news for you. They are.
You got it, man. You're struggling.
All right,
I've got some great news for you. They're gonna win.
Oh yeah. I'll just finish. You want me to just end it?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching this podcast. Our next episode will probably be Super Bowl reactions. That'll be sometime next week after the game. We'll definitely talk about it. We'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in.
Catch you on the flip side.
Catch you.
Okay, take it easy, everyone.